Yo, Fresh, you know what time it is?
Topic of the show. Topic of the show.
Are you slapping your chest?
Topic of the show. Topic of the show.
Are you slapping?
No, I'm clapping.
I hope. Hey, no good, Bandit. All right, look, he is right. It is topic of the show, and we're gonna do this thing right. We're gonna put 15.
Like King Kong. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, we're gonna put 15 minutes on the clock. Topic of the show is: what would No Man's Sky mean for PS4 if it's successful? Now, we all know this is gonna be also on PC, but my whole thing is this, y'all. On PS4, the only console that's gonna have No Man's Sky, and Sean Murray tweeted out, it has gone gold. No Man's Sky.
Yes.
This this game is gonna be a universe you can explore for $60. That's 6 gigs. I'm gonna tell you, be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I heard that it's gonna be 6 gigs, I was like, then why is it $60? But then I thought about it like, these people put a lot of time and money into getting it to be 6 gigs, right? Like, they put a lot of time and money to make it that small. Now, will the graphics look 6 gigs? That might be a worry for some people. Like, them graphics looked good from E3 and PlayStation, and all the trailers they're showing. The graphics look amazing. It looks artistically impressive. It doesn't look like no Killzone, but it looks artistically impressive. And the fact of the matter is, what will it mean if it's successful on PS4? What does that mean for the platform PS4? We all know those two games, No Man's Sky and Last Guardian, are going to be the big two hitters, right? The two AAA titles coming out this year. If No Man's Sky is successful, y'all, you know what I mean? Everything Sean Murray was telling us about, it is true. Every planet not the same. Exploring space blows your mind every time you go into our break orbit. What does that mean? I'm gonna start with Fresh first. Fresh, how important is No Man's Sky's success for PS4, and what does it mean if it is successful?
What does it mean if it is successful? Well, that's a question I'm willing to answer. Well,
go ahead then.
This game was announced when? 2013, December 2013, and it blew everybody's mind. None of us believed it, though. We did not believe it. I was hyped. I believed it, because I get hyped over almost everything. But from past trailers and all that stuff like that we seen, and all the gameplay we saw, and everybody's asking, well, but what do we do? That's the last. Everybody always asks that. That's the last question. But what do you do in the game? After he showed everybody nonstop. My thing is, if this game goes right, the success, if it goes right, everything he said is true. You can go on different planets and nothing won't be the same. Probably a little bit similar, but if it's similar, it's fine. If it just becoming a success because of all that stuff he said it was true, and it really is true, then I think not only gamers are actually going to be playing this game, I think non-gamers are going to be playing this game. Scientists. It will have a huge press on people who don't even play games, like teachers. Some things that, I don't know, experiments. They might want to take the game and might want to show you an example or something like that to get a better look on, to show students and stuff like that. It might be in schools. You never know. I think No Man's Sky will not only just be for gamers, but I think this game will be for the whole world. The whole world will probably want to jump on it. And then the fact that it's only on PlayStation 4, and that's the cheapest machine right now that can, that you can buy to play a universe-sized game on, I think it will not only blow people's mind, but it will gain a lot of sales because of that reason. Like, everybody's going to want to buy a PS4 because, it's a universe-sized game out. I'm going to go get a PS4. Everybody on the planet might get a PS4 because of that. Even Xbox owners might want to get a PS4 because of this. No, that's why that's what I think is going to happen.
Now, of course,
if it's a success,
of course, I just want to remind everyone, Sean Murray and them was talking about it's going to debut on PS4. They didn't say it was going to be exclusive to only PS4. It's going to be also for PC. But most gamers you know what I mean, out here, or who are listening and who are talking about No Man's Sky, they're like, I hear it all the time. Console gamers like from Xbox, from PlayStation are talking about this game, like it's gonna be the best that it, like and now I'm not on the PC forums or whatever. They may be talking about it too, but like Fresh said, if this game is a success, people who don't want to mess with all the technical and whatever of PC will buy a PS4 to play this game, and I agree with you that it will sell PS4s. Bandit, what does the success of No Man's Sky mean for PS4? And yeah, talk to me about that on your
part. Yeah, I think I agree with what Fresh said about if it is a success. I do think that it would affect positively the PS4 more than the PC. But here's how I see No Man's Sky in terms of what it just means in general. Because I think it could potentially mean more to gaming in general, and not just the PS4. What I mean is that because No Man's Sky is a very, very experimental project for a number of reasons. I mean, one, it's a huge universe of that you can explore different planets and say nothing's the same. I'm reading here one article saying there's some 18 quintillion procedurally generated planets in the game. So there's a lot to do. And a game like this, to my mind, I don't think. I mean, there's been exploration games in the past, of course, and big games in the past, of course. But to my mind, I don't think anything's been quite like this before. So it's a very, very experimental project. And not only that, although it's $60, it's going to cost $60. It is technically an independent game. So, as a little while ago, in fact, this kind of debate comes up quite regular, but there's a recent one where, indie developers are always talking about the cost of indie games and whether they should charge more for them and so on and so forth. And, the whole idea that people don't want to pay more than a certain amount for an indie game. So if it is successful, that could open up the doors for more indie games to come out and say, well, actually, I want to charge $60 for my game too. Oh. So there's that. I mean, to be honest, I think indie games should be able to charge whatever they want. If it's a good game, it's a good game, regardless of whether it's independent or not. But that being said, a lot of indie games, let's be real, a lot of indie games aren't worth $60. As an objectionable fact, a lot of indie games are not worth anywhere near that. But what I'm getting is that if it does well, if people buy it, then at $60, then at full price, that does open up the doors for people to maybe start thinking, well, if they can do it, then why can't I do it? And I think not just the PS4. I think this can mean, if it's successful, it can mean a lot to a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people keeping their eye on this particular game to see how it does and what it means to the independent games market, to games in general, to whether, because, when anything's successful, it was going to make more of them. So there's that as well. And as Fresh was saying about, different people getting involved with it, and, Nintendo had like that whole thing with the Wii where loads of people went on board that. So this could be the next thing that gets non-gamers and gamers alike together, possibly.
Let me say this.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just looked it up. It will be day one on PC as well as PS4. So the PC community will be able to play that game day one alongside PlayStation 4. I just looked that up on Steam. So, and it's coming out August 9th, right?
August 9th, yeah.
Yeah. But as a
couple weeks away.
As a console exclusive, I think if the success of of this game, if it's successful, and a lot of people are seeing it as a PS4 game because it's being advertised everywhere on PS4. A lot of people see Destiny as a PS4 game, surprisingly, because it's being advertised as a PS4 game. Same thing with The Division on Xbox One. Same thing as what's another game that's third party that's being Call of Duty. Like a lot of people say, they think of PS4 now when they think of Call of Duty because it's being heavily advertised on that particular console. So that's why we probably thought No Man's Sky was only on PS4, but I knew it was coming to PC. I just didn't know it was day one with the PS4 launch or a release.
Yeah, but
what you mean?
I was saying like people saying it should be $60 as an indie game. Man, let's be honest, we paying for scale. We are definitely paying for scale. That's the top thing right there because it is an exploration game.
Yeah.
I don't mind paying $60 for a game like that. Man, what you gonna pay $60 for Strider? Like I don't understand that. Like a side scroller. Would you pay $60 for a side scroller?
Let me say this.
But the way I say it when it comes to pricing in games is that it's not about whether it's $10 game, $60 game, whatever. I mean, if the game's $100, $1,000, what it comes down to for me is, was the experience worth that money? Like when you got through that game, when you played the game, did you feel, wow, that was totally worth it?
Right.
Or did you feel actually, maybe not? And that's where it becomes like a really tricky area, especially with indie games, because there is that sort of precedent to only charge sort of, $15, $20 or whatever, right? But I think a game like this, I mean, if it's as big as they say it is, and 18 quintillion, all this stuff, and so much to do, then I don't think too many people can truly argue with, paying $60 for it.
Yeah, you get so much content from that. Mm-hmm.
You know, he said the game is so big. The fact that he said if one of your friends is on the planet, you probably would never find them on the world. He said it's like 100 people on planet Earth at one time. There's like a 1 in a million chance that you'll find 2 of them on this planet. It's the size of this planet you're on now. He said every planet is that size.
Yeah, he said that.
And you still probably wouldn't find your friends. That's crazy. He said most of that gigs is audio. So I wonder, like, that audio, you might not never hear the same type of animal voices, like how they sound. That's crazy.
One more sound, man.
Like guns will be procedure generated, ships will be procedure generated, so you'll never see the same ship. That's crazy.
Let me say this. This is one thing about No Man's Sky. We talking about if it's successful, and this is not a title. If it's not successful, if No Man's Sky isn't a smash hit, I think if it's not, it's gonna allow those haters to really criticize anybody who's trying to be ambitious. And I think it's going to allow other developers to be like, wipe the sweat off their brow and be like, oh, wow, phew, this small team was about to outshine us. We a multi-million-dollar AAA developer. Woo, we glad that ship sunk. But going back to if it is successful, I think those developers will be sweating big because you got games like Destiny, Grand Theft Auto, and all these games that blow your socks off in certain extent that, they got all this money. Like Destiny had a $500 million budget. $500 million budget, and the game came out with a lackluster story, great gameplay, but I don't really think you need all that money to make great gameplay. But anyway, a lot of money, I guess, doesn't make the best games, and if No Man's Sky can pull off with just the small team they have, that's going to set the bar up for people who do have more people, who do have more resources. I really I really hope it's successful because of that.
This is a new genre. This is definitely a new genre for real. No Man's Sky is definitely a new genre, and I think the only way this is going to survive is if that exploration is on point and that lore. That lore is the top thing.
Yeah, the story behind all the planets and stuff like that. I think that can.
The story. No, he said the story is about. It's all about you, your experience. You know how like when you said some games that you like. I mean, that you like that I don't like. It's just like that. It's like, oh, how was your experience with No Man's Sky? I mean, it was okay. It was all right. I ran into this. I ran into that. But I might say, yo, it was crazy because I seen this big animal that I've never seen before, or ran into all this loot. It's going to be times like that. Some people not going to like it because what they're going through, a lot of people will. A lot of people will like the game.
Well, think about Planet Earth.
So it's all about the experience.
Like, just think about Planet Earth. Like,
so if you don't like it, it's your own fault, is what they're saying, really, isn't it?
well, look, I'm not saying that's a cop out to say, hey, the story is yours, right? I'm just saying at the end of the day, you better have, like you said, lore in the game that you find interesting on each rock you land on. Like Planet Earth, I said, this Earth has a story, right? Like this Earth has a story that you can look into, the history of this planet we're on. If each planet has detailed lore and story, I think that alone will make people just want to keep exploring. Because we can get into a situation like this, Fresh, where everything's wide and big and there's nothing to do, right? We can get into a situation like that where it's wide and big and there's nothing to do, and you fought like my greatest infamous story about Mass Effect 1, where the planets were so big and you can literally drive your Mako for so long in one direction, and you fell asleep. You were amazed by how big and vast everything was, but you felt asleep because it was nothing to do. And when you did have something to do, you were excited, you was amazed. And I came from that game thinking it was the best Mass Effect. So I'm not saying that kind of, will hurt the game. I really think it could hurt the game for some people. That's all I'm saying. Like, the exploration factor alone could hurt the game for some people.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah, it could. I think that's a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, but the lore behind the exploration, you have to grind just to get your ship to get faster, just to go to different planets. You have to do that,
right?
Because it'll literally take you a long time to get to one planet to another. But what my thing is this, like, is all them planets gonna be the same? That's the only thing that I'm worried about. That's it. I don't care about gameplay or nothing. Is every planet I land on, will it be similar? Every 5 planets, or every 10 planets, or every 20? I play this game for 3 days. Will I run into the same planet?
Man, you can't do that.
Same
Chris.
animals.
You gotta play the game for 5 months. You gotta stay on one planet.
Yeah, you right.
For a week, and then the next week go on another planet, and then the next week go on another planet, and then at the end of 5 months say, yeah, I've been to like 3 planets and spend a week on each one of them. Like you some kind of explorer or something, and like in real life,
Yeah, I think to Fresh's point is.
Yes.
I think what to Fresh's point is like, yeah, you might go to different planets, and planets might look a little bit different, but are you just doing the same sorts of things on each planet? They might look different, there might be different colors, different whatever, but are you just go to each planet and ultimately just doing the same sorts of things, like wandering around and not really doing much of anything?
Right.
But he did say that he didn't want no mission based game, because he said every game, he said the game does that better. Like Witcher 3 does it better. Like all you do is go to this one person that stands there all the time and tells you to go do this and go do that. You always a messenger boy. Like, why you always a messenger boy in every game? Every game is like that. So he said he didn't want it to be like that. He wanted you to have your own experience, your own everything. Just figure out what to do. And he did say, the story will be explained in the beginning of the game on like what's up with them planets and stuff like that. Like, I think that periodic table he got, those elements.
Yeah.
Because they made up their own periodic table. So that has a story behind it too. You know what I'm saying? And look at them trophies. Did you look at the trophies? It says if you play 1,000 hours, you'll go. No, if you play 1,000 hours, you get a trophy.
1,000 hours. Allow that.
Yeah, so this game is going to be something. Look
I'll
at the
just turn it on and walk out, man. I ain't sitting for 1,000 hours.
Exactly. But look at the vision. I got 20 hours in the vision. Huh?
Bandit said he gonna turn it on and walk out.
Yeah. When you moving, that's probably when time move. Ooh.
Yeah, probably.
Put an asset band on the controller.
Just fly in your ship.
And it's offline too. You can play offline, Sean Murray said too.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna try to find one of y'all, man. That's all I'm saying.
Man,
that's my goal. Find somebody. You right.
You know what he said though?
He said you wouldn't know. He said it could be. He said there's no name tag or nothing. You wouldn't know if you fly past a human.
See, this is the one thing. This is the one thing. We saw our first life, like human person thingy in one of the demos. How many of those thingies are we gonna bump into? Like they went into the spaceship, but they never showed like a cafeteria of other space rangers or whatever. Like all we saw was a bunch of ships moving by themselves. Like there was this one scene
where nobody get out.
Nobody got out their ships. There was a scene where you got out your ship and someone else got landed, and you're like, oh, someone's about to get out their ship, but no, they were just refueling. So they just got their fuel and they flew away. So I really.
Did you see the trailer yet?
I saw the trailer, but still no people shown in it. That's the one thing that's gonna be a bummer if there's no life in it, but just these people standing around in houses. Like that.
No, but everything he showed us, man, it was only a little bit. Remember, he keeps saying it's a glimpse. He said, "Look, for him, it's hard to show a game like that. You gotta understand.
You're right.
Like, this is an open universe game. He only got 3 minutes to show it." He do be on IGN and stuff like that. He could still show like 20 minutes of gameplay like everybody else do. He could have been that PlayStation, at that thing where they after E3, he could have been there showing that game. Well, all I'm saying, he probably wanted to save it as a surprise. That's what he did. He says tons of surprise in the game that you'll be happy. So it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, you're right, and that's another thing with movies. When you see a trailer of a movie and you see too much of it, then you like put off by it. But if you see a movie and too less of it, then you're not interested in it. It's a hard balance, you know what I mean? It really is a hard balance, you know. Like you maybe don't show your best, but just confirm things with your mouth. You know, hey, are we gonna be bumping into like AI people, bumping into robots and aliens, like humans with clothes on? If he could just say, yeah, it's Star Wars, man, and everybody won't be like, it's over, you know. But he didn't confirm that nor said that. And if he did confirm it, write in the comment section, let me know. But look, No Man's Sky, the success of it is so important for PS4 because. Look, No Man's Sky and Last Guardian is the only fall games, and those games are going to be alongside with the success of PlayStation VR, and those two things are going against Xbox One S. And Xbox Gears of War 4 is coming out this year, right? Or did it get pushed back?
It's coming out this year.
Yeah, so you know, I mean, it's going to be like a lot of people. These are artsy fartsy type games. Seriously, The Last Guardian and No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I really think those are some artsy fartsy. They don't really have no mainstream games, you know, coming out of PlayStation.
But they're unique, though.
Well, see, that's another thing. Neil might not get announced.
See, you saying that because it's not a first-person shooter or like some type of third-person.
I know. I am saying that because of that.
Yeah, I mean,
like, let me look. PlayStation got enough of that. They have enough. Killzone and all that. We don't need
Killzone
another
haven't
one
been
of
out
them.
since freaking
games.
2014.
yeah, you gotta have something different. You know, you can't just have the same sorts of games coming out all the time because it gets stale, it gets boring, and
you're right,
it's
you're
like,
right.
look, I like first-person shooters as much as anybody. I like violent games, I like bloody games, hack and slash, all of that.
Yeah.
But you know what? You have to play something different once in a while. You know what I mean? Not everyday killing. Sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you gotta ride a giant dog or whatever that thing is.
It's a bird dog.
You can ride a snake on that game. You see that?
Look, I'm not taking a dump on these games, guys. I'm just saying you don't have nothing mainstream. Like No Man's Sky is gonna be mainstream if it's successful, but if it falls and everyone doesn't like the fact that it's heavy exploration, then obviously they're gonna say, okay, what else is here? Obviously, Call of Duty is still coming out heavy on PlayStation. Rise of Iron is heavy on PlayStation. I'm just thinking for the console and as exclusives mindset and stuff. I think this is good, like you guys said. You don't need to always shoot something in the face. I think No Man's Sky and The Last Guardian is a good balance to Destiny, Call of Duty, Wildlands, Watch Dogs 2. You know, I mean, these games right there are going to be the shooting in the face. And I think PlayStation is being exclusive. Because Gears of War 4 is another shooting in the face type game. And yeah, I think PlayStation is smart resting on these two games. Hopefully No Man's Sky is successful. I think...
Plus they got Gran Turismo coming out. That's all the racing fans.
That's good.
That's going to be a big...
That's good. Also, is Gran Turismo coming out this year too? Or is it next year?
It's coming out December.
Well, there you go. So PlayStation answering cars.
And you got Kingdom Hearts. Look, and you got Kingdom Hearts 2.8. All the Kingdom Hearts fans. That's only on PS4. So they got games.
They got games, and I hope No Man's Sky and The Last Guardian, I guess you could say,
do good.
Are good.
I think they will, especially Last Guardian. I mean, No Man's Sky. Well, I think they'll probably do well enough, I'd imagine. But I think Last Guardian almost certainly is going to do really well because that game's been highly anticipated for a long time. Yeah, and it seems people are still wanting it. Oh, good for you. Oh well, it's been in limbo for a little while, so that's probably why. But
I would say hardcore gamers gonna buy Last Guardian. All the hardcore gamers that have been waiting for a long time for this game, PlayStation. All PlayStation gamers definitely gonna buy it.
Yep, I guess I gotta buy it since I have a 4. Like, seriously, there's some games, if you have that console, you should buy. Like, State of Decay, you should buy it if you have Xbox. Halo 5, you should buy it if you have an Xbox. And PS4, you should buy Uncharted 4, you should buy, I guess you could say The Last of Us Remastered.
All of them exclusive.
Yeah,
all
you should buy
exclusive titles.
You should buy it.
Yeah.
It's over.
If you got a smartphone, play Pokemon Go.
Oh! You going back to that again? All right, guys. We have to
Shitting right now.
into the next topic. Write in the comments section.
I believe in No Man's Sky. I believe in it.
Thanks a lot.
I believe in No Man's Sky.
Trying to tell the people to write something in the comment section, Fresh. Write in the comment section, what do you think of No Man's Sky? Are you excited for it? And if it's successful, if you are not on PlayStation, would you buy it? Would you buy a PS4 to play No Man's Sky? If you see, and if you're an Xbox guy, right, or if you're a PC guy, obviously you can play it on your PC. But if you're an Xbox guy or a Nintendo guy or a Pokemon Go iPhone dude, are you gonna get a PS4 for No Man's Sky if it's great? Anyway, let's move on to our last topic. Stay tuned. All right, guys, this is the last part of GamIN Talk, episode 16. This is a subtopic, and it is, what game, any game, would you like to play right now? All right, we are back at the next topic. This is a subtopic, the first subtopic of episode 16, GamIN Talk. And it is, what are we playing right now? What games are we playing right now?